Okay, this presentation is geared towards mostly my personality, but also if there's anybody else who considers themselves a procrastinator in the room, that was the focus of my presentation. That's all yes.
Let's do it.
I'm good. Okay, this is a working title, but it is Overcoming Procrastination Paralysis with Productive Procrastination to Prevent Procrastinating, Making RPM Challenge Creations, an Avoidance Loophole that I found. Because the RPM is a fun thing, but also seems overwhelming. Okay, and so I did a deep dive into procrastination because I'm a procrastinator, and it involves a lot about what's happening in our brain. It involves the prefrontal cortex and the limbic system. And don't really need much more time on this slide. I knew that, okay, so why? Why do we procrastinate? Because we're trying to avoid. And why? What are we trying to avoid? All these unpleasant things. Not succeeding, the feeling of overwhelm, perfectionism, negativity, self-doubt, and fear of failure, which I think, okay, so this it's like pleasure and emotions and things that make us very human, and this is like how we plan to achieve those things. So when we have a task, we're like, let's do the task, we know how to, but then it's like, oh, if we have risk of failing on the task, that won't feel good, so then we avoid it. And so what happens? Procrastination paralysis is when we do nothing at all. And this is the loop, and I circled the ones that I'm most prone to, which is put it off till tomorrow, like this presentation. This one, avoid tasks at all costs, like I technically do. So where does music fit into all of this? I thought it could be cool to explore the way we could procrastinate the things. If we're gonna procrastinate anyway during February, then maybe we could procrastinate our normal task, which is whatever we do working from home or the office, by making music in a little subreddit. So, productive procrastination, what is it? It is when we do other things instead of what we're supposed to. For me, it is watering my plants that are always dying, or washing dishes, or cleaning instead of doing the work I need to be doing, because then I feel good about accomplishing at least one thing in my household daily life. And so, yes, I heard that and I'm stressed too. Okay, so when we are doing nothing, and what is this? So we can do, okay, okay, I need to calm down, it's fine. This is a picture of my living room from my very first RPM challenge. I found that having my instruments and microphones set up around me made it easier to do things. So when I was like doing, which at the time was my master's, and I didn't want to do those assignments, I'd be like, oh, my mic's right there, and I'd try an idea. So that's one way you can set yourself up for success if you find the Procrastinate Your RPM challenge. So these are the ways it can help. Setting timers. I've recently started using the timer app on my phone and also Google Calendars, and they send me really nice things that I program to kind of encourage me on to be like, hey, time is moving, so do that thing that you wanted to do, so you don't feel bad about yourself later. The Pomodoro technique. Is anybody in this room familiar with Pomodoro? Yeah, okay, so how I thought we could use for RPM is like you're doing a thing for work, which is maybe a report, and then you have your 5-minute break. And if you're like me, you extend that more. So in that 5-minute break, maybe you like write some lyrics down, or you like play a chord, and then you come back to your task. Time for a break. The fridge. If you have a really noisy fridge like me, consider using the buzzing of the fridge as a drone you can improvise over. I've done that before, and it's really lovely. Time for a break. I like to use the washroom and clean the washroom when I'm procrastinating my tasks, and I found the acoustics in the bathroom are really great. And the last RPM I did, I recorded a song in the bathtub, and it was very inspiring. So if you have bathrooms in your home, that's also a place that you can create if you want to avoid your other tasks. It's time for a break. Going for a drive. I love going for a drive and clearing your mind because we live in such a beautiful province, so there's just inspiring things around. It's nice to be in motion. Also, when you're driving, you have to focus on driving, so you can't really do other things, which leaves you with your thoughts, which sometimes can be bad. But if you want inspiration for songs, it can be good. And if you shouldn't drive and use your phone, but if you like put your voice memo on while you're driving, you can like say ideas while you're driving. Or you go for a walk. This is a Zoom recorder for recording the wind, or a babbling brook, or anything around, and using it as a soundscape or inspiration for later. Staring to the void. Yes, I like to personify things. So, like as I said before, I have lots of plants in my apartment that are dying, and sometimes I like to create worlds and narratives about them. That could be lyrical material. What was this? Oh yes, writing. Okay, this is what came up in the Google search when I Google searched people watching. And I thought it would be a cool lyrical exercise to people watch and to create backstories for the people you're seeing. So like, who is that person? Do they have a job? Do they have a child? Do they have a partner? Do they have dreams? Do they have things they aren't proud of? And like, could I like write a song from that perspective? Because it's outside of me. Okay. Avoiding task by organizing another one. Because a lot of work is happening on the computer anyway, I thought it could be cool to be like, okay, I'm on my computer doing whatever thing for work that I want to do, and I want to take a break. And I'm like, well, maybe I can use this break to like actually name my files so that when the deadline comes, I know what songs I'm using from the RPM. And yes, and so the idea is that at the end of this, you have so many little pockets of ideas you've created while you've been procrastinating your work and other things that you have enough material to feel motivated by to complete your RPM, whether that is a song or 3-track or full-length album, and the end. Woo! Thank you.